Are you tired of missing out on winning trades? Want to learn a powerful technique that can help you spot trend reversals and maximize your profits? Look no further. In today's video, we'll dive into the fascinating world of the head and shoulder pattern, a secret weapon used by seasoned traders. We'll break down the essentials. What exactly is head and shoulder pattern? Secondly, we'll talk about how to identify it on your charts. Thirdly, we'll talk about when to enter and exit trade using this strategy. Real-world examples and success stories. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced trader, this video is packed with actionable insight that can transform your trading game. So grab your favorite beverage, hit that subscribe button, and let's decode the mystery of the market together. Stay tuned for the full breakdown. It is time to level up your trading skills. So the head and shoulder pattern has 3 swing highs. It has 3 swing highs. You'll see it look like this. Let me give you a sketch of how it looks like. You manage my drawing. I'm not very good in drawing. You see it look like this. And this. Come up. Just like this. Okay. Let's take this one a bit higher. And this would be just like this, right? So it has 3 swing highs, and where are the highs? This right here. This is the head, and this is the left shoulder, and this is the right shoulder, right? And it has the neckline. Where is the neckline? This particular place is what we call the neckline. This particular place is what we call the neckline in the head and shoulder region. So now, this pattern signifies an existing uptrend. It signifies an existing uptrend and also signifies that an uptrend wants to come to an end. Don't worry, I will show you this in a live chat just within some minutes. It signifies that this uptrend wants to come to an end. So immediately you see this in your live chat, just know that, okay, this is what this market is talking about. So right now, I will show you how to identify, the strategy to use in trading this particular head and shoulder pattern. Okay, now how do you identify this head and shoulder pattern? If you see it, how do you easily identify it? Is that you will see that the market has been in an uptrend, right? Forming higher highs and higher lows as usual. We all know that, right? So if this market is forming higher highs and higher lows, all of a sudden you see where the swing high, this particular swing high, will now form exactly the same swing high with this third one, this previous one, right? Making this one at the middle higher than higher than this one, right? So immediately you see that, okay, this one has formed here without this pole, without this particular pole, right? Immediately you see that this one has formed. Some traders can take entry right from here, but most of the time I advise people to take entry from the break of this neckline. Here is the neckline. This side is what we call the neckline. So most of the time I advise traders to take a trade immediately there's a break and a candle close below the neckline, right? Immediately there's a downtrend coming down and a candle close below this neckline. That's when we'll enter for a sell position. I hope you are getting these techniques. So now, when you enter, how would you now get out of the market? Where will you put your take profit? You put your take profit either at the next leg, just as this side, or you will times the length. You measure this place with your ruler. So we are measuring from the head down to the neckline. That's what we'll measure. So the amount we got will be times by 1. We'll times it by 1.618. You get. You times it by 1.618. That will give you your TP. So any amount you got from the measurement using your ruler, right from this neckline, from this head down to the neckline, you will times it by 1.618. That is how to set your TP with this strategy. So we have two ways of setting TP, right? Like I told you, the first one is by measuring the length of this run. That is where it forms the left shoulder. You measure the length and measure the exact length from the right shoulder down to where it's ended. What you got here will be measured here, and that will be your TP. Or you can just set it just like this. You can see it is easier to understand that, okay, I want to set my take profit on the beginning of the where it forms the beginning of this pole that forms the left shoulder, right? So immediately you mark it, you know that, okay, your take profit will be around this side. Considering your broker's spread, please, when putting your take profit, always consider your broker's spread. And we said our stop loss would be just above the right shoulder. Our stop loss would be just above the right shoulder. So we're entering the trade here where we notice that a candlestick has closed. Then we said our take profit would now be here, and our stop loss would be slightly above the right shoulder. On the live chart, you won't see it clean as this way. Actually, the shoulder might be around this side on the live chart, right? So we have the exact pattern in the downtrend, which we call the inverse head and shoulder pattern. But I won't go deep into that because I don't want this video to be too long, right? But if you want me to do a video on that, you can just drop it on the comment section, then I will do a video on that. But let's just look at it quickly. Let me just give you a little bit of how it looks like in case you see it in your chart. You will see it just like this, exactly the opposite of this one. It is exactly the opposite of this one, just like this, just like this, just like this. You see, so it is exactly the opposite of this one. It also have the shoulders, the right and the left shoulders, and the head at the middle. The head is always at the middle, and it also have their its own neckline also, just like exactly the one we did right now, right? So but I won't go deep on this because I don't want this video to be too lengthy. But if you want me to do a special video on that, I can do a special video on that. Just drop it on the comment section telling me to do a video on the inverse head and shoulder pattern. I will do it. Right, so now let's move straight to our live chart to see how the head and shoulder pattern strategy work. Okay, now this is a live chart and this is BTC USD. Kindly know that this strategy works on any currency pair. It works on any currency pair. So this, and we said that in this head and shoulder pattern, it signifies an existing trend, right? There must be an existing uptrend. So if we look back, we'll see that there was an existing uptrend before. You see, there was an existing uptrend before we noticed that, okay, this head and shoulder pattern has formed here. You can clearly see that there is a left shoulder here and a right shoulder has formed, then a potential right shoulder has started forming too, right? So what you will do immediately you see this is for you to mark out your neckline. This should be our neckline. Let me use, I hope you can see the color I'm using. So this should be our neckline. So what did we say? How do we say we should trade this strategy? We should wait for a candlestick to close just below this neckline. It must close below this neckline before we take a trade, and our stop loss would be just above, slightly above the shoulder, right? So let's play this market and see how this market will play out. Please, you have to follow this rule. Try to test any strategy I teach you on your demo account before trading it on your live account, like I always advise. So let's wait and see if this will work out the way we anticipated, right? So now we see that a candlestick has closed just below the neckline, right? So this gives us that, okay, this market has met our confidence and we can safely enter this market. We can safely enter this market around the side, and our stop loss, we said, would be slightly, a short position, and our stop loss, we said, will be slightly above the head. We're entering this market around the side, right? After we notice that this a candlestick has closed, right? So we said our take profit will be the measurement of either this particular run, where this run starts, the pole of this to the left shoulder. You measure it. The exact length is what you come and measure just right here as your take profit. You don't even need to measure it per se. Personally, if you just put it this way, you can see that, okay, if you measure this one, it will definitely give you this length. So, or you can measure from the head, this head, right to this side. So you start you can use from the tip, like I told you, down to this side, the neckline, right? We got 37.95. You can see it at the middle, 37.95. That's what we got. The one in the bracket is what you use in the measurement, in the calculation. So let's times this by 1.68. You can, if you have your calculator there, you can help us times it just immediately. So if we said we got 37.95, right? So 37.9 times 1.618, we got 61.32. So 61.32, let's go and mark 61.32. That will be our take profit. Let's measure 61 point, we said 61 point what? 61.32. So 61.32. So now the measurement of your take profit after you got that, you start from the neckline to measure that 61.32. So let's measure 61.32 using the middle one, like I said. So this is 61 point, you see, we have 61.5 here, so you measure 61.32. so let's use this candle to mark that side so that we won't forget. So this yellow line is where our take profit would be. The yellow line will be where our take profit would be, this right here. So this would be our take profit. So please, you have to be careful, follow this step, jot it down in case you don't understand, or watch this video again in case you don't understand anything. But if there's something that is more difficult for you to still understand, you can drop it at the comment section and I'll attend to your questions. So let's play this market and see how it works. So it almost got to our TP, and then it turned back, but we are patiently waiting for it to get to our TP. But not to forget that, okay, now it has gotten to our TP. So this has gotten to our take profit, right? So but immediately you see that this market you are in profit when you enter this trade. I always advise you to set to move your stop loss from this place to a break even. You move your stop loss to a break even, where even if this market wants to change direction, it won't affect you in any way. You get out with no loss, right? So you can shift it to a profitable area, and if the market goes against you, you'll be going out with profits. You don't have to always be on your phone just because you want to trade. So this is exactly how this strategy work. Please don't forget the rule of this strategy. I told you that a candlestick must close below the neckline. It must close below the neckline before you enter for a trade. Our rule number 2 is that you will measure your TP. You put your stop loss slightly above the neck, the right shoulder. That will be where your stop loss would be, slightly above the right shoulder. And your TP would be the measurement from the neckline, from the head to the neckline, times 1.618. Or you can also set your TP just as the run from this start of this pole where it formed your left shoulder. You can measure just this pole right here to this place and measure it with where it formed your left shoulder. Measure it just exactly what the length you get would be your take profit run. So these are the rules on how to trade this particular strategy. Don't forget, like I told you, this work on any currency pair. So remember our rule that candlestick must break the neckline and close below the neckline before we enter the market. So, but if this rule does not meet, please do not take that trade. Like in this situation now, we can see there's a kind of potential head and shoulder pattern that wants to form around the side. Here we can call it the head here, and here we can call it the left shoulder. So the right shoulder was supposed to happen just around the side, right? But it never happened. Where here would have been our neckline. This side would have been our neckline, right? So we're expecting that this market was supposed to come right from here to this neckline and break below our neckline. Then after this candlestick has closed, we'll take an entry, just we'll take a short position just here. But if you look at it, and our stop loss will say would be below the shoulder, this right above the shoulder, the right shoulder, right? This right here should have been our right shoulder. But if you look at this market, it never played out that way. So that is why we need to follow our rule. Like I told you, some traders usually they take the trade right from this angle down to this side, but sometimes it's risky, right? In this situation, you can see it never play out that way, because those traders might take this trade from this side and they might be targeting this this neckline. They might be targeting this neckline as their take profit, right? But this trade never worked out that way. Rather, it went just upward. If you look at it, you can see that this trade went up, and if your stop loss is just around the side, it will take you out, right? So that is why we advise people that wants to use this strategy to always follow it when the trend breaks below the leg line and the candlestick close just below this leg line. We will take the short. So actually, let me just quickly show you this to tell you that this strategy sometimes failed also, right? It fails also. So that is why we need to follow the exact rule if we must trade this strategy. Please don't be tempted to enter the market just because you see that, okay, there's a potential head and shoulder pattern. No, wait for it to meet your confluences before you take the trade. Don't forget to give us a like if you enjoyed this video, if you benefit from this video. Share this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are yet to subscribe, and drop any comments, anything you don't understand, drop a comment right under this video. I will be attending to your comments, God's willing. Thank you and peace out. See you in our next video.